So, most of you at this point are in Wuling, right? Majority of the players now technically should be approaching Wuling or are already in Wuling. So this means that it's time for us to learn about the liquids. Now, reactor crucible, how to use it, and how to make the new solutions and the new water-related crafts that you can get in Wuling that you need to do, because you need both the adjacent syringe, or you need the maybe you want to make the G-Cow drink, or maybe you want the liquid xyonite to spray. What is it called? Liquid xyonite. Maybe you want that to spread to like cleanse the corruption on the Wuling places. So you might always want to use water related stuff, and water is introduced in Wuling. We only have two outposts, a base one and a secondary one, which is where I am. I am on the secondary one, and sadly that's it for now. So we don't have much space, so it's gonna be looking insane, as you can see. However, like this zone over here is completely clogged on purpose because I want to have it there, but at the same time I want to also wait for when I need to craft more gear, because the left part of this place is the gear and the right part is the liquid stuff. So for now, this is locked. Now, some things that you need are a ridiculous amount of ferrium and ferrium ore, and you're gonna have to go around the world and try to mine, put a miner everywhere and put a drill everywhere and get as many ferrium as you can, because you're gonna need a lot of ferrium related crafts for the Wuling stuff, especially the ferrium part and the ferrium bottle. Those are the main most important things. On top of that, you're gonna have to convert some of your planters into a liquid planter that we're gonna check in a second over here. And then you have to use your nearby, which is obviously always present in every outpost, nearby pool of water. And if you do this, you're gonna realize that this is infinite water, so you can use it as much as you want. It's not gonna deplete. And you need the two crafters, one of the two crafters that they give you automatically on Wuling, which is the fluid pump. In this case, for our stuff that we need to do, we only need the fluid pump. Otherwise, we also have the water dispenser, which is this one. The fluid supply unit, which is used for the open world for now. So for now we don't need it. Now the fluid pump, how many do you need? Depends on the entrances or the amount of income of water that you need, instances of water that you need. Like for example, in this case I only need one, and this one, for the sake of today's example, I connected two because I wanted to tell you how the reactor crucible works. So in this case I needed 3. There's a 4th one there, but I don't know if I want to use it, because for now I can't afford expanding the size of this outpost, so I'm gonna have to wait a little bit. Now let's go with order. Now the materials that I'm making here are the JKZN syringe. The JKZN syringe is used in the Sky King flats constructions. It doesn't matter whenever you do outpost management. In the outpost management, they want the syringe or the Wuling battery. Now, I have a lot of Wuling battery because I'm making 2, and I'm not using the second one. So these end up piling up, and they could be a viable way of for you to increase get some trade a little bit, get some outpost stock bills and stuff like that. However, if you want to if you don't want to do the Wuling battery and you want to do the JKZN syringe, or at the same time you want to start making liquid xyonite for cleansing the open world, you're gonna have to do the liquid anyway, right? So for now, let's assume we want to make the JKZN syringe. To make the JKZN syringe or any related composites, complex crafts, we need the reactor crucible. Now, when I press the reactor crucible, it's gonna look insane, but don't worry, it's not that insane. Now, this looks fucking demented, right? This looks like schizophrenic, but it's not that difficult. Now, for now, we need to know that the reactor crucible needs 2 materials, at least 2 materials. A infinite source of water, which we are using right now, and 1 source, hopefully infinite if you're crafting correctly, hopefully infinite income of whatever material powder you want to dilute into the water. So in this case, we are using the Yazen powder, combining it with the water. And as you can see, the water socket here has the down arrow, like it's going in. Doesn't matter where, in. It's going in. And then this is also going in. So as long as the arrow is going in, it means that you are utilizing these two materials, and they are basically combining, as you can see here, they are combining these two together. In 2 seconds, they will make one Yazen solution. Thankfully, it's 1-1, because when it's 2-1, it becomes obnoxious to sustain. And basically, we are making, as you can see, the arrow yellow going out is making the Yazen solution. Now, the Yazen solution is sitting there. Where are you going to put this liquid? You could, if you want to make it fancy or whatever other usage you want to have it with, you could put a water tank, a water tank nearby and store it a little bit. But in my case, I decided to just do like a full combo, let's say. And what you need to do is select one of the two outputs where you want this sitting solution to be sent. So in this case, I selected the bottom one. And okay, Yazen solution is going on here. As you can see, you see the arrows going out. This is the tube. The green tube is the Yazen solution. The green tube is going into this packaging unit. So this liquid is getting put inside this packaging unit, which in Wuling has some structures in Wuling have a on-off liquid mode and will enable a input of water. Otherwise, if you don't toggle this, you're not gonna be able to use the water. So be sure to click it. It's gonna say on. You click it, you toggle it. That means that it's on. If it says on, it's off. It's a little goofy, but yeah. So make it sure that it's like this. Well, when you see the circle, it means that the water is up. So whenever you see the circle, stop. So this water is getting sent into the filling unit, and it's using ferrium bottles to just fill it in, right? In the ferrium bottle, basically you're just making them and, you know, giving the input of the bottled water here, and it's just making the ferrium bottle filled with Yazen solution. And as you can see by the icon changing with a little bit of a green droplet, which is signifying that inside it is the Yazen solution. This is a new material that then gets fed, as well as the ferrium part, right? As well as the ferrium part. It gets fed into the packaging unit, and the packaging unit needs 10 parts of ferrium part and 5 ferrium bottles. Once you do that, after 10 seconds, it will create a Yazen syringe. That is literally it. Now, if you want to make 2 items at the same time, you can't split one thing of what you could try, but I think over time it will not be enough. So since you have all of this infinite water, why not use 2 fluid pumps, right? So we will be using 2 fluid pumps here, and now we can, it looks even more schizo. Now what we can do is do 2 outputs at the same time. In this case, we will select this item here, the Yazen powder, which is getting introduced in this entrance over here. And in this entrance over here, there's the Jinkao powder. So I made Yazen powder and Jinkao powder. So these two now are utilizing the top water, the clean water, which is enough for 2. It's made for it, so obviously it works. And you have 2 outputs. One is outputting Yazen solution, and one is outputting Jinkao solution. You don't have to put anything here. And at the bottom here, or at the top, you decide which one goes where. Where do you want to have it, depending on how you are structuring yourself. And the thing that I mentioned before, that a little bit of a feedback, I wish you could see a different liquid color for a different solution. I don't know why the Jinkao solution is the same color as the Yazen solution, even though it's clearly white, right? So I wish I could tell at a glance which color, but I don't know. Maybe they'll do it. It's just a little bit of a feedback. Now this is not really working. I turned it on and I made it just to show you, but this is how it would look. Now, the only thing missing here, I don't have space to do it. Otherwise, it would have properly done it. You basically would need a ferrium bottle coming in. So like somewhere here or somewhere, like if you expand the camp and you put another bus in the middle, maybe you will have an output to send the bottles over here and actually make the item. Now, you don't have to, but it could be cool. It will, like, if you want to do it, you can, and you do it with the reactor crucible. Now, another thing that I wanted to show you is when you are making these like powders, right? You need to use liquid planting. What is liquid planting? Let's end by showing you what it means and how it looks like. I also made a blueprint, so if you want to copy it, I'll leave it in description, and you can just copy yourself if you want to bother with the design. I try to make it as simple as possible and as compact as possible. This is the liquid planting loop. It's not really a loop because for some reason they decided to change the output of the seeder, where, for example, the original one, the normal one, takes one plant and outputs 2 seeds, which in this case, for the liquid version, or maybe for the new materials, actually it's for the new materials because this doesn't have a liquid section version. For the new materials for Wuling, it's a 1-1, which means that the looper is not really a thing. However, it is enough of a surplus to actually be infinite, but it's a different pace. It doesn't work as well because what is double is this. You are getting 2 plants back. I tried doing a double seed picking and 1 planting, but as the seed picking is outputting the wrong element, I need to grind the plant. I can't grind the seed into the powder. So I need 1 output of a plant to be overflowing. And even though this is giving 2 plants, for now I came out with this design, which I will link obviously in description. It's a little bit compact. You need 2 sources of water, and this is where we are getting the solution, right? We're getting grinding this, making this. The Jinko is outputting 2. It's going back in. It is a little bit clogged, but this makes it so it's obviously going to spew out seeds that goes into this other planting that has 2 outputs that are all going into the storage. Because this first planting is taking care of all of the input for the seed picking, and this one is just like outputting for us to use. So it is infinite, but it's going to be like maybe there is a better design. For now, I have came out with this. If you want to use it, I'll leave it in the description. So that is pretty much it for this video for how I come when it comes to like making liquid stuff. Maybe I can tell you about the xyonite, but it's very simple. You just make the carbon and then you use the forge to feed in the carbon and use water to make xyonite, and the xyonite is going into whatever stash you want, and then you use it to do whatever. As long as you have enough income of stabilized carbon, which is 2-1, so you need 2 inputs and to make it like going forever, and then to just farm it and you can do everything with it. Really cool. It's also needed for the it's needed for the battery. So in that case, like at some point you're gonna have to do it, because as you can see, I need to maybe use my second battery. I'm kind of capping at the moment, but I am like hovering a little bit. Mainly I shouldn't be capping because it's basically like I'm not done. Like this is easily doable, and as you can see here, we're making the battery over here. So yeah, that is pretty much it. Let me know what you think in the comments. Or if you have any other ideas of a video they would like for me to make, just tell me, okay? Leave a comment below. And yeah, that's it. Thank you for watching and see you next time.